In this video, I'll show you how to complete the Glory of the Hero meta achievement that rewards the Red Proto Drake mount. This achievement has quite a lot of criteria as it involves going around to various heroic dungeons from the Wrath of the Lich King expansion, so this will all take place in Northrend. You can do these achievements in any order you like, but for my video, I'll be starting at Howling Fjord and making my way around the continent in a route something like this. Before you get started, there are a couple of achievements that will require the whole body Shrinka toy, so if you don't have that, you can check out my other video here that explains how to get it super quick. And also, there's one single achievement where you might just find it easier to bring a level 60 to 65 range character, but I'll explain that more when it comes up. Once you have the whole body Shrinka toy, we can head to Northrend. There's a few ways to get there, but the simplest universal way is using the portal to Dalaran Crystalsong Forest. Then we can fly over to this location in Howling Fjord, where we'll knock out the first two dungeons. The first dungeon we'll tackle is Utgarde Keep, which I had been calling Utgarde Keep for a long time, but someone told me it's Utgarde, so I'm trying to adjust to that. The entrance is located right here inside the base of the keep. Before heading inside, make sure to right-click your portrait and set the dungeon difficulty to Heroic. You'll need Heroic difficulty for every dungeon in this video, otherwise you won't get credit to the Glory of the Hero meta achievement. So definitely make sure you set it to Heroic. And by the way, heroic dungeons can only be run once per day per character, so if you mess something up, you'll either have to wait until the next day to try again, or you'll have to bring a different character. Anyways, for this dungeon, we only need to get one achievement called On the Rocks, and it's from the first boss named Prince Keliseth. This achievement is just a super easy one-shot kill, so as soon as you do that and get it, you can actually just turn around and head back out the entrance. Now we are heading up to the next dungeon, which is Utgarde Pinnacle, which is located right nearby. Just fly over here to this platform to find the entrance. We'll be getting 4 achievements inside this dungeon. The first achievement is called The Incredible Hulk, which wants us to force Svala Sorrowgrave to kill a Scourge Hulk. There's 2 Scourge Hulks in the room, one is located here to the right of the boss, and the other is in the back of the room. So if you accidentally kill the first one, you can try again with the other. Now, this achievement is kind of complicated and took me about 3 tries to get it right. My first 2 attempts, I was doing it on a level 70 character with all my gear off and the whole body shrinker toy, and I found I was still just a bit too strong and I kept accidentally killing the Scourge Hulk that we need to lower to 10% health. So unfortunately, I do not think this would be at all possible on a level 80 character or really anything above level 70. You'll just be way too strong no matter what. So honestly, to avoid all the fuss, I'd just recommend hopping onto a character around level 60 to 65 range. I got onto a level 62 character and she was actually just low level enough that I didn't even need to use the shrinker toy or take off any of my gear. Hello, quick edit here from Futurebrook. So turns out that this character, my level 62, was actually in Chromie time and I didn't realize it at the time. I just hopped onto her, didn't check, but that explains why I was able to still keep my gear on and not use the toy or anything. I thought it was kind of weird. I was like, why am I so not strong? So just wanted to put that out there. I guess that's kind of a hack because I found this method worked really well for me, but even still, just being on a lower level character, even without Chromie time, it will make the naked whole body shrinker method work better opposed to on like a level 70 character. I was finding I was still a bit too strong. So just wanted to clarify that real quick. So keep that in mind while I'm explaining this on my level 62 character. I didn't technically know at the time that I was in Chromie time. So let me explain how I did it on my level 62. Wait for Svala to finish talking to the Lich King, then go ahead and aggro her. Don't do any damage yet. Then come over to one of the Scourge Hulks and aggro it, and I pulled it back into the actual boss room. The goal is to get the Scourge Hulk to under 10% health, so just use some autos, maybe some abilities depending on how much damage you're doing with your character. Once you get it to 10% or just below 10% health, stop damaging it and switch to Svala. You want to lower her to 50% health, which will then trigger her to put you onto this platform, and you'll see a sword start slowly falling towards you. And since we've lowered the Scourge Hulk to around 10%, this sword will kill him and reward you with your achievement. It should just pop up right away when he dies, and then you can kill Svala. Now, alternatively, if you're trying it on a character closer to level 70 or so, you'd use the whole body Shrinka toy method. So take off all your gear, wait for Svala to finish talking, use the Shrinker toy before entering combat, aggro her, come over to a Scourge Hulk, and try to auto it down to 10%. If you kill it, try coming over to the other Scourge Hulk, and if you kill that one too, well then it's over for this try. But like I said, it took me a few separate attempts on my level 70, and eventually I did manage to get it to around that 10% health without killing it, so it's technically possible, just depends on your luck. Anyways, that achievement can be pretty annoying, but I promise all the rest on this video are very straightforward. Now on to the next boss we need. Run all the way over to Skadi the Ruthless, and we have 2 achievements that we'll get from him together. Lodi Dodi we loves the Skadi, and my girl loves to Skadi all the time. The first one is to just defeat him within 3 minutes, so you'll get that one regardless. For the other one, we're going to have to gather up 3 harpoons from the harpooner NPCs. So run up the hall, kill everything, and there's 2 harpooners at the end. Pick up the 2 harpoons that drop, and don't use them yet. Instead, let the boss do another lap around, and in this room, another harpooner will spawn, so you can get your 3rd harpoon. Now that you have 3 harpoons, wait for the boss to come back around into range, and then quickly in one pass use all 3 harpoons at once for this achievement, then kill the boss, and you'll even have a chance at this super rare blue Proto Drake mount. Now onto our last achievement in this dungeon called King's Bane. Run all the way to the boss King Yimiron and just one-shot him. Yay, finally back to super easy ones. And we're now done in here, so just run out to the entrance, which you can easily get to right here. And now we are going to fly to our next dungeon, which is Drak'tharon Keep, located in Zuldrak. Here's where you find the entrance to Drak'tharon Keep. We'll be getting 3 achievements inside. The first achievement is Consumption Junction from the first boss Trollgore. This is just a simple one-shot. Our next achievement is O Novos. For this one, just engage the boss, then you're going to want to stand on these stairs and kill everything. Don't let anything make it to the bottom or you'll fail the achievement. During the encounter, the boss will also summon these crystal handlers, and those aren't part of the achievement itself, but you will want to kill them when they come to you. And just keep defending the stairs, don't let anything slip by. Once you've killed 4 of those crystal handlers, the boss's shield will drop, and then you can go ahead and kill him. Our last achievement in this dungeon is Better Off Dred. You're going to want to engage King Dred, but don't attack him just yet. We need to kill 6 of these other smaller raptors in the pen first. So just single target the smaller raptors down, and I just put auto attack on my action bars because I found that easier. And just make sure you're careful with your targeting too, don't accidentally hit King Dred. Once you're sure you've killed 6 of the smaller raptors, then you can go ahead and kill Dred. So that's everything inside Drak'tharon Keep, so we're going to want to head back to the entrance. You can either do that by going back the way you came, or you can keep going to the last boss and just keep following this hallway that leads you back to the entrance again. Once you've made it outside again, we're going to be flying over to this other dungeon called Gundrak, which is also here in Zuldrak. Here's the entrance to Gundrak. We'll be getting 3 achievements inside. The first one is Snakes. Why'd it have to be snakes? This is just a super easy one-shot of the first boss. Then just make sure to click this altar before you continue on and head to the next boss, the Colossus, which doesn't have an achievement, but we do have to kill him, so we can click on this altar to reach the final boss of the dungeon. Now heading over to the boss Murabi for our next achievement, Less-rabi. This is just another simple one-shot. And don't forget to click the altar as well. Then turn around and you'll see the secret room has opened up. Head down the hall, and when you get to this pool, kill the ads here and Ek the Ferocious will spawn. Don't attack him yet. Instead, we need to wait for him to do his barf spit attack thing so we can get a debuff that we'll need to do our last achievement here. But you'll notice Ek keeps trying to cast his spit ability, but it's not doing anything. I read comments on Wowhead and some people said it took several minutes before it worked. Other people said try facing your back to him and sitting down when he casts it, or even taking your gear off. But one comment said to go onto the stairs and then it will work, and that worked for me. So you might have to try a few things and see what works for you. Once you get the 60-minute debuff, you can go ahead and kill Ek, and we can head to the last boss, Galdara, for our final achievement here called WotLK. It just wants us to kill the boss while under the effects of the debuff Ek Residue, so just go ahead and one-shot the boss and you'll get your achievement. And by the way, there used to be another achievement from this boss called Share the Love, but they removed it now so you don't have to worry about it. And we're now done here in this dungeon, so head out this exit here, and next we're going to be flying over to this area in the Storm Peaks. There's 2 dungeons right nearby here, but we'll start with the Halls of Lightning. The entrance is right here, and we'll be getting 3 achievements inside. The first achievement is Lightning Struck from the boss General Bjarngrim. He patrols around this platform. We have to kill him while he has a temporary electrical charge, so once you see he's buffed up, you can go ahead and just one-shot him. The next achievement is Shatter Resistant from the boss Vulcan. This is just an easy one-shot. And our last achievement in here is Timely Death from the boss Loken, another easy one-shot. Then you can just head back out to the entrance by going behind the boss's throne room and jumping back down onto this platform. Once you're outside again, we're going to be heading right nearby to this entrance to the Halls of Stone, where again we have 3 more achievements to get inside. By the way, you can skip this boss over here and just head straight to the Maiden of Grief for our first achievement, Good Grief. This is just another easy one-shot, but I think this one can be a little buggy, so I'd recommend engaging her then waiting maybe 2 or 3 seconds before you one-shot her just to be safe. Next is Brann Spankin New. Head over to this location to find Brann here and talk to him to start the escort scenario thing. You can just kill all the mobs along the way, and when we get to this room, this is where the achievement really starts. When you're ready, talk to Brann to start the encounter, and you're just going to want to wait at this doorway and just let Brann do his thing back there and don't go near him at all. Just stay at the stairs area. The goal is to just kill any mobs that try to come, don't let anything slip through, because if anything attacks Brann at all, you'll fail. So just keep an eye out and just use some simple AoEs to take them down, and it does take about 5 minutes to complete. Once it's done, and as long as nothing slipped through, you should get your achievement, and then make sure that you talk to Brann before you leave, otherwise you'll have to run all the way back here, so just talk to Brann. And now we can head to the last boss area, and you'll see Brann waiting for you at the door, so just ask him to open it for you. Now we'll do our last achievement in here called Abuse the Ooze. For this one, you're going to want to get naked and use the whole body Shrinka toy. Then go ahead and engage the boss and chip him down to 50%, then stop attacking him. These oozes will start to come and they combine into sledges we need to kill. Wait for 5 of the sledges, then single target them down. Once you're sure you've killed 5, then you can go ahead and kill the boss. And we are all done in here, so head back out to the entrance, and next we'll be flying over to Koldara in Barreen Tundra. Again, there are 2 dungeons right nearby, but the first one we'll go into is the Nexus. You can find the entrance right here at the bottom. We'll be getting 3 more achievements inside. Our first achievement is Split Personality from the boss Grand Magus Telestra. This is a simple one-shot. Next, heading over to the boss Anomalous for the achievement Chaos Theory. For this one, we just have to use a single target ability to kill the boss because we don't want to destroy any chaotic rifts. And our last achievement in here is on the final boss, but in order to summon her, you have to kill all the bosses. So kill Ormarok, no achievements for him, just kill him. Then make your way to the last boss, Kiristraza, where we'll be getting the achievement Intense Cold. Click the orbs to summon her, and then it's just a simple one-shot. Now head back out to the entrance, and next we're going to the Oculus, which is right above us, so fly up to here to get to the entrance. We'll be getting 5 achievements in here, so let me explain how they work before we get started, because this dungeon is pretty unique as we'll be riding on drakes to get around. Near the start of the dungeon, you'll get to pick whether you want to ride an emerald, ruby, or amber drake. The color you choose gives you credit towards the Experienced Drake Rider achievement, which wants you to kill the last boss while riding each of the 3 different drakes. And just a quick tip here, you don't have to do it all on the same character over 3 days with the daily resets. I actually tested this on my husband's account, and you can do it on different characters. So if you run it once on one toon with the Emerald Drake, then you can hop onto an alt and do it again with the Ruby Drake, and then a third alt with Amber, and you'll get full credit for the achievement. That way you can knock it out in like 30 minutes instead of waiting for daily resets. Then there are the 3 Void achievements. Ruby Void, Emerald Void, and Amber Void. You earn them from not using a certain color Drake. So by the time you've done the 3 runs for the experienced Drake rider, you'll also complete all the Void achievements just by switching the Drake colors each time. And the last achievement is Make It Count. This one just wants you to complete the dungeon in under 20 minutes, so super easy. As long as you don't go AFK, you'll be totally fine. So with all that out of the way, let me give you a quick guide to the dungeon itself, since it can be a little confusing if you've never done it before. Run along this platform to get to the portal, go through and kill the first boss. After that, you'll see the 3 NPCs where you can choose your Drake. This one's for Emerald, this one for Ruby, and this one for Amber. Once you've picked your Drake, it'll be in your bags, and I personally find it easier to drag it onto your action bar for quick access, since you'll be getting on and off it a lot throughout the dungeon. At the top of your screen, you'll see Centrifuge Constructs 10 remaining. We need to fly around and kill all 10 of these mobs. There are 3 here, 4 along the middle ring, and another 3 over here. So just fly around with your Drake to the different platforms and get off to kill them. Once they're all dead, we fly over to this platform to kill Veros Cloudstrider. After that, we've got Mage Lord Urim, who's up on the next level. You'll attack him and he'll teleport around a few times between these shattered platforms, and then eventually he'll head to the middle where you can finally kill him. And finally, we can head up one more level for the last boss, Lay Guardian Aragos. This is the boss where we actually get our achievements. So use your first ability on the Drake to attack the boss, but don't try to burn him down too fast. Eventually he'll do this planar shift ability that makes him immune to all damage, and when I was testing these achievements, I found that if I killed him before he did that, I didn't get credit for riding that Drake. But when I slowed down a bit and let him do the shield, then I killed him, it worked and gave proper credit. So once you kill him for this first run, if you finish the dungeon in under 20 minutes, you should get Make It Count, plus 2 of the Void achievements for whichever Drakes you weren't riding, and actually sometimes it even kind of bugs out and gives you credit for all 3 Void achievements, even though you were on one of them. So it just depends. You might just get 2 of them, or you might get all 3. Then you'll also get credit for experienced Drake Rider for whatever color you chose this run. Then, like I said earlier, you'll just need to come back 2 more times using the other Drakes. You can do that easily by hopping onto 2 other alts, or you can just come back on the same character after the daily reset. Once you're done in here and ready to head to the next dungeon, you can either jump off and kill yourself to get back to the entrance, or just fly down on your Drake, then click the portal. And next we'll be heading over to Dragonblight, where there's another 2 dungeons. Once you're here, just fly down into this pit, and the first dungeon we'll be doing is Azul Narub, where we'll be getting 3 achievements inside. The first achievement is Watch Him Die from the first boss, Krikthir the Gatewatcher. For this one, just one-shot the boss with a single target ability, don't use any AoEs, because we want the Watcher NPCs to still be alive when he dies. Once the boss is dead, you can kill everything else. Next, heading to the second boss for Hadronox Denied. For this one, just rush down the path and one-shot Hadronox. And then keep heading down the path and fall into this hole. And finally, the last achievement in here is Gotta Go from the last boss, Anubarak. This is just another one-shot, but he will burrow no matter what, so it takes a few minutes to wait for him to come up again, but then just finish him off when he does. And now we are all done in here, so just keep going straight down this path to get to this backdoor portal so we can head to our next dungeon, which is right nearby. Head up this tunnel, and when you see the summoning stone, head down this path to our next dungeon on Kahet. We'll be getting 3 more achievements in here. The first one is Respect Your Elders from the first boss, Elder Nadox. This is just a simple one-shot. Then, to progress further in the dungeon, we need to come up to these 2 platforms so we can click on these ancient Nerubian devices. Once you've clicked them both, the boss Prince Taldaram will spawn in, just kill him, he doesn't have any achievements, then head down this tunnel. Our next achievement is Volunteer Work from the boss Jadoga Shadowseeker. Kill these Twilight Initiates to make the boss come down, then just one-shot her. I used a single target ability because I was nervous because the achievement says not to kill any Twilight Volunteers, but I guess she doesn't spawn those in until later in the fight, so you should be good to just kill her. And finally, heading to the last boss, Herald Volazj, for Volazj's quick demise. You guessed it, just a quick, simple one-shot. And now we are all done in here, so just keep going forward to get back to the entrance, head up out of the pit, and next we are flying over to Dalaran in Crystal Song Forest. Once you're in Dalaran, we're going inside the Violet Hold dungeon located right here, and there's 4 achievements we'll be getting inside. This dungeon works a little differently, so let me break it down. To start it, you talk to this NPC, and then at the top you'll see text that says, "Portals opened 1 of 18. That's because the dungeon is made up of waves of enemies coming through portals. At wave 6, you get your first random boss, at wave 12, your second random boss, but at wave 18, you get the final boss, which is always the same, Cyanagosa. So for the first 2 bosses, they'll always be random and chosen from a pool of 6. Zavaz, Levanthor, Icaron, Zuramat the Obliterator, Arakem, and Marag. These bosses are important for the achievement Lockdown, which wants you to defeat all 6 of them, but since you only get 2 random bosses per run, you'll need to run the dungeon at least 3 times, and that's only if you get super lucky and get different bosses every single time. Realistically though, you're probably going to see some repeats, so expect to run it a few more times until you've seen them all. Then another achievement we need is Defenseless. This one just wants us to not use any of the defense control crystals. So whatever you do, do not click on any of these crystals and you'll get it when you kill the last boss, Cyanagosa. Then we have the achievement Dehydration, which you get from the water boss named Icaron. So whenever he happens to spawn for you in one of your runs, you just have to one-shot him. And same for this other achievement called a Void Dance, which you get from the Void boss named Zuramat the Obliterator. Again, it's just a one-shot when you happen to get him in one of your runs. So to recap, basically how it will go, on your first run you'll get 2 of the 6 bosses. And when you kill the last boss, Cyanagosa, as long as you didn't touch any of the crystals, you'll get Defenseless. And now here's the nice part. In future runs, you don't have to finish the full 18 waves again. You can just stick around for the first 12 waves to see which 2 random bosses you get, then you can leave since there's no real reason to stay for Cyanagosa at the end unless you want to. But the doors are locked, so to get out you'd either have to use a Hearthstone, teleport if you're a mage or druid, or alternatively you can drown yourself in this pool to die. There's also another option too if you're just hunting down one specific boss. Just stick around until wave 6 to see who it is. If it's not the one you need, don't attack the boss or kill it. As long as no bosses have been killed, you're able to reset the dungeon. So same deal, you'd want to hearth, teleport, or die, then you can come back to the dungeon entrance and reset it and try it again until you get the boss you need. So it's really up to you. Either stick around for both bosses every time, or just do the wave 6 peak and reset method to farm one boss more efficiently. Good luck with this one, it's definitely a lot of random luck, and let me know in the comments how many tries it takes for you. And now, finally, you guys, we are off to our very last dungeon in this entire guide, the Culling of Stratholme. This one is not located in Northrend though, so head back to Stormwind or Orgrimmar, go to your portal room and take the portal to the Caverns of Time. Fly all the way down the spiral and you'll find the entrance here. We'll be getting our final 2 achievements inside. To start this place, talk to Chromie. If you've already done this dungeon before on your character, she'll give you the option to skip the intro and head straight to the gates of Stratholme. Definitely take that shortcut if it's available. But if it's your first time here, accept the quest from her to get the Arcane Disruptor item. Use it to cleanse 5 of the plagued grain crates scattered around town, and once that's done, run up the path to meet Chromie again. You'll also hit a bit of RP with Arthas, Uther, and Jaina. But once you're finally inside the city, your first task is to clear 10 waves of Scourge. The spawn locations are marked by little flags on your map. After the 5th and 10th wave, a boss will spawn, but don't worry, they don't have any achievements tied to them, so just nuke and move on. Next, meet up with Arthas at this spot on the map, talk to him, and follow him up to fight Chronoloord Epoch. Again, no achievements on this boss, just nuke him. Then tell Arthas you're ready so he'll open up this secret passage. Follow him again, but when you get down to this doorway where you see a burning street, do not talk to Arthas again. Instead, we're going to do our achievement called Zombiefest, which wants us to kill 100 risen zombies in 1 minute. So run down this burning street and round up every single mob, then line of sight them all around a corner, and once they're all grouped up, you can just do an AoE to quickly kill them all. Once that's done, continue forward to this area on your map for our final achievement, the Culling of Time. You'll find an infinite corruptor torturing a guardian of time, kill him, and as long as you got here within 25 minutes, minutes, you'll earn the achievement. And bonus, he also drops the reins of the Bronze Proto Drake, which is a guaranteed 100% drop as long as you're within the timer. So if you didn't already have that mount, congrats. And we are now totally done in here, so feel free to hearth out, or you could go back and talk to Arthas if you feel like finishing the dungeon for transmog or whatever. But yeah, we did it. That was the Glory of the Hero meta achievement, 37 criteria. This was honestly a beast of a video for me to put together. It took me about 4 weeks, and I've already done all of these Glory of the Hero achievements years ago, so it was definitely interesting to do it all again and go to all the trouble of researching it, etc. But I really hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you have any issues with anything, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to look into it for you. And I think the next Glory achievement I have on my to-do list is Glory of the Cataclysm Raider, so stay tuned for that sometime in the future. I'll see you guys in the next one.